A famous child psychologist once said something that sounds completely backwards. The ability to be alone, he said, is one of the surest signs of emotional maturity. Not a hardship, not a symptom, an ability, like a skill you can build. If your house has gone quiet lately, kids long gone, a spouse gone, or just gone from the picture, table set for one, I'd bet the world has been handing you very different words. Isolated, all on her own, poor thing. Today I want to hand you better words, because loneliness and being alone are not the same thing, and mixing them up is costing you. Try this. Picture someone you know who's constantly surrounded, family in and out, phone always going, and still lonely as a lighthouse. Now picture someone who lives completely alone and somehow has the inner life of a small, thriving village. The walks, the projects, the strong opinions about her tomatoes. Same amount of company in the room, completely different lives. Because loneliness is wanting company you don't have. Solitude is enjoying the company you do have. Yours. Now here's the part nobody ever says out loud, so I will. If you raised a family, worked, ran a household, you never learned solitude. Look at your own record. Crib, school, marriage, children. Most of us went 60 straight years without 10 unscheduled days alone. You didn't fail this subject. You were never once given the class. And now life has enrolled you in the advanced course without asking. So of course it's rough at first. The silence rings. You put the radio on for the voices, not the music. I did that for months, no judgment here. Dinner feels like a play that's closed. Everyone hits that stage. The only real mistake is thinking the discomfort is a verdict. I'm just not built for this. You're not unsuited. You're a beginner. Nobody plays piano the first week either. So what does practice look like? Smaller than you'd think. Let me give you the first lesson. And it happens at the dinner table. The tray in front of the television. That's not dinner. That's refueling. And every night it quietly repeats a terrible little message. Nothing here is worth the trouble anymore. So this week, one night, cook the real meal, set the actual table, cloth napkin. You own 40 of them. Light the candle that nobody is coming to see. It will feel ridiculous, theatrical. You'll think, who is all this for? And then some evening, third time, maybe fourth, that question answers itself. That's the entire course, passed. It was never about the napkin. It's about whether you count as company. And from there it snowballs, pleasantly. The walk at your pace, your route, nobody to negotiate with. Your music, 40 years of everyone else's programming, over. The project that would bore your whole family stiff and makes you lose track of an afternoon. Scientists call it savoring, actually attending to a good moment while it's happening. And here's the solo advantage. Savoring is easier alone. Nobody rushes you off the moment. The morning coffee in the garden takes exactly as long as it takes. 2 honest warnings before the good part. 1. Solitude is a base, not a bunker. Simple test. Does your night in have pull or only push? Staying home because the book is good? Pull. Enjoy every page. Staying home because calling someone feels like too much effort? That's push. That's the bunker door swinging shut. Make one small outgoing call, not because alone is bad, but because the reaching out muscle shrinks like any other muscle, and you want it strong for the rest of your life. 2. Some evenings will just ache. Anniversaries, certain songs. Sunday afternoons. Sundays have a real talent for it. That's not failure. That's the tax on having loved a full house. Pay it and carry on. But let me tell you what's on the far side, from the women I know who are a few years ahead of you on this road. It isn't resignation, it's appetite. One of them, 86 years old, said it best, and I've never forgotten it. It took me 70 years to get a room of my own. I am not wasting it sulking. She still misses her husband every day. She'd want you to know that. But not, her words, during the 9 o'clock bath with the good salts. Some appointments, even grief doesn't get to touch.